2014. I was reading last night. I was curious to see when this thing got kicked off. And the quote that I read, this is George, said, "There's no group like us that's primarily doing golf shots." This is 2014. Mm-hmm. That's why we wanted to push it so hard. Golf is trying to get younger and hip, and we can fit that mold by bringing entertainment and fun. Literally, you guys were you saw what the future looked like way before. I mean, was there a specific video that inspired you guys to start doing these trick shots? And was it 2014 when y'all started?
Yeah.
Is that the year?
January.
Yeah, I would say we're pioneers, but we're not. We saw on SportsCenter, top play was a couple kids on a driving range, and George and I were really broke and bored at this time, and we're like, dude, let's just go try it. Like that for that to be the number one play on SportsCenter. Like we made it a goal to make it on. Yeah, we made it a goal to be on SportsCenter that way. And so went out, tried it, figured out that I had kind of a knack to be able to hit the ball out of midair, and then we just started doing a bunch of wacky stuff, just honestly to see if we could get on SportsCenter. Then George kind of had the vision of, hey, you know what? Let's actually try and do this thing. Like, Dude Perfect is at the height of popularity on the internet, and there's nothing in the golf space, anything close to it. There's really no consistent golf content at all in the United States. So let's just try it. And again, you want to know who plays a huge part in getting us kicked off? Your boy, Ricky Fowler.
Oh, really? Yeah. Rick?
He was like, in Twitter was like popping at the time. Yeah. And so he was tweeting out some of our videos.
Oh, he was? What did he do? So was you saying like, wow, that was hilarious, or that's a lot of fun? Like,
he'd be like, check out my boys doing this wild stuff. And then people started writing articles about it. And but we were also banging down doors of sending videos to people and
everyone.
Love it.
So then it kind of took off, and George, give George a lot of credit for seeing, like you said, the future and knowing like where the void was in the game of golf and where it was trending, and so here we are.
I went way back to like one of y'all's first videos, and like George is behind a rock and just like chunking balls over the rock while Wesley has the golf club like a baseball bat and hitting him out of midair. It's just like in the middle of a forest. And
so bad.
I was just thinking to myself, first off, how many drivers, Wesley, did you break? I mean, this is 2014, so like you weren't on tour yet. So like, how many drivers did you have in the garage that you were capable of breaking before you're going to have to start paying for these drivers?
I mean, honestly, it was only a couple.
Wow. Because that's impressive.
I started after like the first little go around, like the first couple days of trying it out. And then it got pretty good, Smylie.
You're I'm really good at this.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'll tell you what, I wish I should have tried baseball. I mean, I think I quit baseball way too early.
Oh God, man, that video, y'all need to go back and watch the beginning ones.
No, I don't,
George,
Smylie.
you've got to go.
It's like, what are we doing?
We don't.
But it's how we started, you know.
It's awesome though, man. You know, I remember it too. Like I remember specifically.
You were in diapers.
No, come on, man. I was a senior in high school when you guys, or college when you guys got started doing this. So it's not unfamiliar territory. I remember watching it. And so like, George, were you like editing and uploading all these videos to YouTube? Were you the one doing this? I can't see Wesley doing this.
No, we had a middle schooler.
Who was a middle schooler?
Yeah, we hired for one, but so it was like me, completely very basic me, but then we had like the Whistler who was like helped us in YouTube. We'd send all the footage to them. They'd edit the video for us. And so in the early days, we didn't know what we were doing. We kind of did. We knew how to get the stuff on the camera, very poorly shot, I might add, but just then send it off. But then when kind of YouTube, when, Wesley got on the PGA Tour way quicker than I thought he was going to do. Because the whole goal was like, hey, we're going to try to use trick shots to fund our tour journey. Well, like within a year and a half, he was on the Korn Ferry winning and then PGA Tour. So he left me in the dust. And then 2020, when people were like, hey, we're just like YouTube golf's kind of starting to come back or change or evolve. Like your journey, your story is kind of unique. You're a good golfer, like start posting again. So I'm like, well, okay, fine. Like I was kind of doing 2019 and 2018 were all life support videos. Like I knew in the back of my head, it's like, hey, I'm going to keep the channel alive. I didn't want to like not post, but they were awful videos. Like it was just me by myself being awkward. But I knew I was like, what if it comes back? And so 2019, we're just grinding through these terrible videos. 2020, it starts like me filming myself play actual rounds. Hey guys, George, welcome back to the channel. I got a 6-iron trying to hit 185 yards cut and watch me play golf, basically. And then COVID came. Wesley was like, why you never want to invite me back on the channel anymore? And then
it's our channel. I mean, it's Bryan Bros Golf, and here you are. Be like, I'm hurt, rehabbing right now, and I think we should. I mean, I kind of want to come hang out with my brother again.
And so that's when Bryan Bros 2.0 came. Like, again, me shooting and then actually editing all the videos myself for the first year and some change. I had no idea what I was doing.
You're just grinding,
I had no
man.
like YouTube video, how to edit video, how to use Final Cut. Like texting me, hey, so like, how do I get this and whatever. And so it was a lot of fun because, again, pro golf, me being like a professional golfer was out the window. Like, I wanted to be good, but like I knew after like probably the first month or two of doing YouTube again, like not making a whole bunch of money, but like this could be a job. Like it's more. I mean, I was caddying at Sage Valley. I was doing odds and ends to like try to just like pay the bills.
Yeah.
And but I had some flexibility with time. We didn't have any kids, and a few months in, we're like, I'm just gonna go full time YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna try to fund a professional career. Like, if it happens, it happens. But like, we'll just try to like make consistent videos. The videos with Wesley, people are enjoying because there's no PGA Tour golf. So you had high level golf on YouTube from a PGA Tour player, me, and it was a perfect storm. And somehow, 5 years later, we are where we are now and still growing and to a decent golfer again, which is kind of cool.
That is fun. And was there like a video, or George, was there a video that during that COVID stretch on YouTube where y'all really started to see some traction in whether it be the view count, subscriber count, just one video that y'all think kind of changed the game?
Yeah, we had we built because we did it so short, we built a decent subscriber base from the trick shot days. Like, let's say 40,000 subscribers. And so when we fired it back up, when we started playing the matches,
you're ahead of the game. Ahead of the game.
Yes, exactly. And so we put out one match, George and I playing 9 holes, acting like idiots. And we went back and watched it recently. It's terrible, but it's not bad. Right. It wasn't. It just wasn't produced well. It was fun content, but the videos started it got 100,000 views and 200,000 views, 300,000. And so you started to see that, hey, this is actually like going out into an algorithm, and there's people that are choosing to watch it, even though they're not following us or whatever it was. And so then we put out a second match, a third match, a fourth match, and started to evolve, and they were getting hundreds of thousands of views on them. And then things obviously slowed down for a little bit, but at that point we kind of knew we had something, and George was able to start like having a very legitimate business out of it, because at that point you have people that are reaching out and wanting to, hey, come here, do this. Hey, would you be interested in promoting this product or whatever it was? So we kind of were able to capitalize really on the backside of COVID. And again, it was perfect timing for us with my injuries and having a lot of downtime. And then I guess our dynamic people enjoyed it on the internet, and
it's a lot of fun to watch, man. You guys, I mean, I've known you guys for quite some time now, so to see you guys have as much success, if y'all have 524,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm just curious, what would be the favorite thing that y'all have filmed to this point?
I mean, like the major stuff that we've done with Grant the last year, Major Cut, is something that was birthed, like Wesley and Grant, this idea that kind of merged YouTube golf, pro golf, and kind of into one thing. Like, can YouTubers make a cut in a former or a past major championship at the major championship course? So it gives you like people, can they play good golf? But then the dynamic of us three competing against each other, and it's just like this perfect like blend of YouTube and PGA Tour golf. The PGA Tour player, and Wesley, myself, who's played in some events. And then Grant, who's not a pro golfer but is very good, and so those are just fun to shoot and play in. Because again, for me, I get nervous in all my videos because I'm an idiot, and just for whatever reason, I can't not be nervous and care about playing good golf.
I think you'll always be that way.
I know.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh! Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
You want me to solve all this tush-push and fourth down malarkey that goes on with the officials? Here's a crazy idea. Get rid of the worst rule in the NFL, and that is forward progress. How about this? Where I knock your ass in the ground is where the ball goes, period. Let's end this whole conversation. Like, if I drop you back 4 yards, then you lost 4 yards. If we get rid of forward progress, this tush push and everything else is taken care of. Where I put your tail on the ground is where the ball goes. End of conversation. It's the dumbest rule and the most arbitrary rule. The only thing that is a worse call in the NFL than forward progress is the punt that goes out of bounds when you watch the official walk down the sideline having absolutely no clue where that ball crossed over. All I can think of is that Price is Right game go do-de-do-de-do, do-de-do-de-do, as he's walking down the sideline, arbitrarily trying to figure out where the ball crossed over because he's got no clue.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
So just tell me a little bit about last season. Like, what about your game? You know, George has even just talked about in this episode, like not getting to practice as much. Charlie and I have talked about on the podcast about, hey, I think his reps are probably the reps he's getting on the road. So combine that with the amount of travel, where you're playing. I mean, 2024 just had to be just the craziest year ever for you.
Yeah, it was. And you said not as much practice time. It's basically zero practice time. Like every day, it's either streaming, filming, traveling at a tour event, or a weekend. Well, weekends off at tour events is a regular thing for me as well. But weekends with the fam, like I got 3 girls.
Yeah.
And again, like trying to balance being a dad, have 2 full-time jobs, and it's a lot. But
how are you gonna manage that moving forward? Like with this huge YouTube career that you guys both have, and then hey, I mean, you don't take like when you have PGA Tour starts and they're giving you a tee time, like hard to turn that down, right?
Right, I know. But I made the commitment last year that I was gonna dial back my focus on the PGA Tour and playing professionally, and channel more of my energy to the YouTube side. And I just through that, and it was a tough decision because, like I said, I saw my game starting to trend in the right direction, and even in 2023 having a little bit of success as well. And just where I was very at peace with the decision to, hey, you know what, the PGA Tour might not be it for me, and I'm okay with that. But again, if I get in tournaments, I want to play. I still have the competitive side to me. But I made the decision just to put my focus on YouTube, knowing that what we're doing there could potentially, for the bigger picture and the greater good and the impact that we're going to have in the game of golf, is potentially more than me even being a top 20 player in the world. So yeah, I made that decision. And then again, once I was freed up a little bit, the golf game got good. I started taking it a lot less serious, and all of my practice rounds turned into, quite literally jokes or filming videos. And again, even 7-8 years ago, I remember we fired up a Twitch stream, you and I, at Napa. I don't know if you remember that.
I did.
That was 5 years ago. 2020.
Yeah, you and I, we played a little match on Twitch. We can go find it. The record's there. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
what was it for? Was it on y'all's channel?
It was just on our Twitch channel way back when. Like you were part of the pioneer story for us.
Holy moly! Here I am. I didn't know I was in. I didn't know I had it in my DNA. Here I am 5 years ago.
I think genuinely it was one of our very first streams on Twitch.
Wow. Was it just you and I, or was it a match?
No, just a little practice round we were playing together in Napa. And
LOL. Do not remember that.
Yeah.
Who won?
Don't remember.
Napa, it could have been Wesley. Wesley's not played Napa. Well, actually, he played good there last year. Previous years,
I've played nice there. I kind of feel like not remembering anything that I won on 18. But that's just how I feel. I don't know. Could be right.
It has been pretty impressive watching Wesley. You know, everyone's gonna say, "Oh, I mean, the top comments and questions, and even like probably where you're at, like, oh, I can't imagine you'd rather be commentating than play on the PGA Tour." Wesley, I can't believe you rather film YouTube videos than play on the PGA Tour. But like where we're at now, it's like PGA Tour is amazing, but there's some things that like in our current light, like what we're doing now is like you get more time with family, or I mean, it's just there's some
I feel that
trade-offs that like
yeah,
whatever. And so, but watching him play and like he still has that drive, but he's gotten so much better the last year because again that pressure's taken off where like he doesn't feel like he has to do it for his job anymore, but also like he's going into it way looser, knowing that it's kind of like when I play in these events now, like YouTube is my main job. So like the reason I can make a cut in the PGA Tour event out of never playing one is because like at the end of the day, I know that's not I'm not doing it for my livelihood, which makes a big difference. But he's still going into these. Finished 25th at the Farmers.
That's awesome. I mean, if you play Torrey Pines, you know.
And I spilled my giblets all over the back nine of that place too.
But his practice round was at Aviara filming a 1v1 match, you know, on Tuesday, like the day before.
That.
And so like he goes into it. Now, some people are going to say, oh, he's not taking it seriously, but there's a part of that makes you play better when you're in that mindset, which ultimately can be way more beneficial than you spending every waking minute, an hour practicing, grinding, trying to prep, because you know, there's something to be said when you go into it with carefree, with the right mindset. Like, doesn't matter how prepared you are or what practice, like, it's going to take your game to another level. And so it's been cool to see him play well last year, splitting time, quote unquote. But, like, 126 or 7 on the money list last year, top 25 this year. That's good playing, you know?
Heck yeah, it is. And I know you were watching the RSM, George, watching to see if Wesley was going to make that cut on Friday. And I'm sure you heard some of my criticism of Wesley. And the reason this criticism came out is because he was I'll tell you what it was. The reason why you don't get shown on coverage is because you play so fast we can't even get a camera set up. I remember on the 16th hole, I think you hit it over the green, and we didn't even get there live because like you had literally just hitting your wedge shot and you would already basically chip before we were even prepared for you to hit. And I was sitting there thinking, does this guy play too fast for his own good sometimes, or is this just like a bit? Because I have never seen somebody play that fast in a round of golf in the most like meaningful like time of potentially getting a PGA Tour card. But I mean, that's kind of what you do, man. Like you've played the fastest round on the PGA Tour in 88 minutes at Conway. I know that like you wanted to make a birdie or par more than anybody, but at that time I was like, holy crap, this is flying.
Yeah. I mean, I've always played fast, and again, we even have PGA Tour officials that hate for my mouth or my name to even leave his mouth. And Stephen Cox, who got absolutely berated over the internet, and it wasn't my doing.
Tough scene. That was kind of a tough scene.
I just brought it to light and let people cast their own judgments on Stephen Cox. There, I like Stephen. I understand the dryness of his humor, but again, was that little bit appropriate? Probably not. But it was alluding to the same thing, like. You can play fast and still play good, and I do think pace of play is a huge problem on the PGA Tour. And and again, there's small little complaints I have with the PGA Tour, but as far as YouTube side, back to that question of why would I want to do this over like locking in and trying to do the best I can on the tour is because, hey, at this point I'm 35, I got 3 kids. And a wife, and want to be a dad at some point. And now the YouTube thing is going well, and I've afforded the luxury. Like I could either go play with people that I wouldn't necessarily want to play with on a daily basis, travel to places that have a date and a time that's set up for me. Or I could go play with my best buds and my brother, and we pick the location and we pick the time and place. And,
there you go.
And we get to go on like the ultimate guys golf trip and play with the buds and get to call it a job.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
But if it ends up being 1 versus 2, which seems likely because the Cavs have a 5.5 game lead over Boston, the Celtics 3 games clear of the New York Knicks.
They're not unstoppable, not running away with everything, but for them to blow a 5.5 game lead on the backstretch in the NBA, already being a quality team outside of disastrous injuries, I don't buy that at this time.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams, who's got the best goaltending? You're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
What's your favorite thing about this kind of new gig you're doing, like calling golf and being out there?
Well, I think it summarizes what we just talked about the last hour, which is I have a different perspective on life, a different perspective on the game of golf. Mm-hmm. I wake up and I feel like I can challenge myself every single day to prep and work hard, mm-hmm. and feel like I can improve at something every day. And for a very long time, I worked my tail off and got worse. So it's really fun to show up to work every day with great people, a great team. I love being a part of a team because you really need everybody kind of working in sync for a broadcast to really sound the way you want it to. So it's been a really fun challenge. There's been days and times and words that I've spoken that I'm like, you're an idiot. And I've had those moments where I'm like on my knees, like, what did you just say? Because like every time you open your mouth, you're talking to, a lot of people. So it's been a learning experience, a lot of fun, great perspective. But yeah, I've enjoyed every step of the way, and I know you guys have dabbled in that stuff too.
Yeah, I just had one of those moments, Smylie, where I took a shot at PGA Tour broadcast, and I feel terrible about it. And I was probably going to text you after the podcast and apologize for it. And I will say, with one of my jabs will come a compliment. I do feel like you're one of the most prepared as far as like when you're given like snippets on people. And like little backstories and stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
And also like you've got a good relationship with a lot of the guys, which you can't like recreate that, and that's why I think I'm not going to call you a former athlete because I still think you could have some good golf years ahead of you.
Well, but I'm in the YouTube space now, Wesley, and this is.
Sorry, YouTuber Smylie. Speaking of which, do you want to? We need to set up a match at some point.
Well, let's go to Selena Augusta week. Y'all there in the Masters?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, I'll be there.
I mean, we'll see.
Oh, around then. I'll be in that neighborhood, like that part of the world, I guess, around the Masters.
Yeah. I mean, we're also not afraid to come to you, Smylie. We like Birmingham.
See, the problem is I don't want to lose a home game. I'd rather lose on the road because I got an excuse.
Big renovation coming at Shoal Creek, right?
Yeah, we got Andrew Green coming in. He's coming in October. So excited to see what he's going to do. But yeah, let's get something set up. I know we've just took an hour of your time. We're super appreciative of both you two guys, and maybe we'll have you two on a happy hour too. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys have watched much of the coverage of our Friday happy hours, but maybe this springtime can get you all guys on and call some golf with me.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, so Players Week could be fun. I'm just saying. I mean, it could
coming
be fun.
On. You want to do some happy hour Players Week?
We might be there. Maybe.
Okay, noted. Check. All right. Okay, that seems like a tune in type of deal. All right.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes, this is fun. Thanks for texting us, and thanks for wanting us to come on again. I love.
Go Tigers. Go Cox. Yeah, the whole deal.
Fun.
All right,
speaking of which, I'm glad you didn't bring up that LSU Carolina game because that was some hot beefy.
One of my favorite people in the world, and this is tough. Shane Beamer. He is amazing. He'll like just randomly text me every now and then. I met him in Augusta last year. Big golf fan, obviously. And when we were playing them last fall, like week 3 at South Carolina, you were beating our brains in. And then we end up coming back and winning in a very dicey way. We won how we won the football game. But I love Shane, and he's a lot like Wesley too. Like not afraid to speak his mind publicly about certain things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we just had him on our alternate channel, and he went into his bowl game. It was good stuff. But actually, I just called him yesterday or the day before. I played a few holes with Lenora Sellers. Came out to Salina.
Oh, he did.
And, yeah, dude, he had to have been the most polite. Like
Sellers.
Yes, sir, no, sir. Like soft-spoken, sweet. Just, I had to call him. I was like, man,
could you tackle him?
What is it like? I was like, what is it like coaching him? Like, does he get like flustered and angry and I don't know, like competitive?
Yeah.
He said, dude, he's the most polite kid. Like, he's getting his head blasted by coaches, and he's like, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you.
It's a good
Thanks
problem
for
to
the
have.
feedback. Yes, sir. I'm like, how do you? Goodness gracious.
Dude, he is so fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to watch him play.
Good.
Could imagine tackling him. All right, well, y'all are more than welcome to come to Death Valley this year. I believe we're playing the Gamecocks in Baton Rouge, so maybe there's an option too. Maybe this fall we go and dabble in some Death Valley and play a little golf over in my homeland.
I like that sounds.
Yeah, we got options. All right, be on the lookout. We got the Smylie Show. We got the Bryan Bros. Appreciate it, boys.
Yeah.
Anytime. Literally anytime, Smylie.
Later, guys.
At some point, these ADs are going to learn we don't need to hire ex-NBA guys. I need guys with college experience who's gone out and recruited, who know how to develop talent. NBA guys with no college experience don't work in college basketball. I understand they run NBA-style offenses, but it doesn't mean they can run college programs.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams, who's got the best goaltending? Over, you're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.